Hey everybody, welcome back. Today's video is going to be a short little demo, short in quotes because I'm sure I'm gonna have to click through and speed up some things, on using a slightly different trigger function for Cloud Functions, Cloud Run functions. So essentially what we're going to be doing here is creating a storage bucket and having a Cloud Function trigger anytime something is uploaded to that bucket. Now you can do many other events. But for instance, if I were to pop over to Cloud Run Functions here, and I were to create a new function, our standard trigger type that we've been looking at is HTTPS. That's, so we can just access it through the browser. However, we also have the ability to trigger on PubSub or storage or Firestore or something specific, which we would have to manually define there. But we're going to look at cloud storage here. And now some of the events that we have are, is something archived? Is it deleted? Is it finalized, meaning it's been updated and kind of percolated through the system? Or if the metadata for something was updated, like we renamed it, for example. I'm going to come back to this in a moment because I want to create the bucket first. So let's go to storage, buckets. And what we're going to do, I've got some stuff in here from Cloud Build. Let's go ahead and create a new bucket, and I'm going to call this Frederick's CIS655 test. All right, continue. It's going to be single region. Let's pop it in. CO2 sounds perfect to me. Storage class standard. We don't need to do like archival storage here. We have the option to make it public to the greater internet or just private to our VPC environment here. I'm going to leave it as blocked for now. If we needed this to be public facing, we would deselect this. Trying to think of any other reason other than making it public accessible. Basically, you want your buckets to be as minimally on the internet as possible. Okay. And then data protection fine, so we'll create this. I am sure that I don't want anybody else to see this. Perfect. So Frederick CIS655 test is the bucket that I am creating here. Now let's go back to Cloud Functions, Cloud Run Functions. One day I'll remember that. Dad joke demo, not sure if we've gotten here in the class yet or not, but best function in the world. Just gonna leave that there. Let's call this CF bucket test, central one. It's fine. Let's go to cloud storage. So finalized, meaning that we've copied something up there. And I'm gonna pick Frederick CIS655 test. One of these days I'll remember that shaking my mouse makes the pointer get bigger. Okay, select and next. All right, this is Node. I'm gonna go to Python. Let's do 312. And what I see here is a bunch of, you're probably used to this by now, boilerplate code for whatever trigger we are using here. So clearly there's not an HTTPS trigger going on, so there's no RESTful calls or any HTTP response codes or anything like that going on here. So I see that an event happened, so it's cloud event, function is hello GCS, and then I get a bunch of information out of the cloud bucket. And then I could say, let's add something special in here. Bucket was updated. Neato. All right, so basically what I'm getting is a whole bunch of stuff about the file, and I'm just going to leave this pretty much as is. But things that you can kind of look through here, I've got this data variable that's coming from the parameter cloud event in the data parameter. There's also the ID, the type, and then basically everything related to the file. So I'm going to click deploy. This will take a hot minute to get up and running, so I will be back once the build is complete. Bye. I can pause. And we're back. Okay, so the build finished, it's been deployed. I've got a URL, which if I go here, I should get an access denied error, I believe, but just for variety's sake. Again, this is forbidden because it is not an HTTP triggered function. So as is expected, I get a 403 error for that. But if I pop over to buckets again, bucketsy, buckets. Here's my bucket. I'm going to go ahead and upload a file. Let's see, wallpapers. Well, let's do the oh, it's ordered by date. All right, one dog moon, perfect. So I've got one of my favorite wallpapers up in here. I don't see anything exciting going on, but if I pop back over to my Cloud Functions and I go into my function here and I go into the logs, this is going to show me stuff particular to the Cloud Function. I could also go into the general logger as well. But hey, look at that. Here's all of the information that I printed. So the event ID, the bucket name, the file name, metadata, my special print statement. So that's all there. I went over to logging as well. I should see that in here. So there's my stuff right there. But I also see everything else going on too, right? Hopefully useful. If you need to keep an eye on your storage buckets, I could think of large number of reasons. Maybe watermarking things, renaming them, scanning for malicious files, anything where you are accepting a file from somebody else. You probably will need to clean it, parse it, put it somewhere, analyze it, something like that, right? So yeah, hopefully this was useful. Again, Cloud Functions, very powerful, lots of fun, and not limited to HTTPS calls. Okay, bye everybody.